Hello, my typing friends. And today we're going to talk about backing paper instead of a typewriter tutorial. I haven't done anything other than a tutorial in a long time. So I'm going to set my coffee down here for a second, and we are going to talk about whether or not you should use a backing paper or like 2 to 3 sheets on typing. So I will be really honest, when for the first several years in my business, whenever I typed, actually I do need to move my coffee, I just used a single piece of paper, loaded it. I love using half sheets, so most of my paper is half sheets, and then would type. And I really didn't see any problem with that, but I heard, people's arguments for it, and I kind of listened, but it was just, honestly, I just didn't remember. But then as I'm reading more of vintage books about typewriters, not only typewriter history, but just there's entire books about how to typewrite, who knew? And I was really convinced after reading some of those that I really should be using a backing paper. Now, keep in mind, typewriters were before printers, and so most typists used carbon paper, and I have some downstairs, but I don't have any with me. Carbon paper is a piece of paper that has ink on it. It's kind of a purplish blue looking. And I grew up, I'm old enough to remember carbon paper. We used it in school. But they would load carbon paper. What they would do is 3 sheets. They would have a piece of paper. They would have the carbon paper. And then they would have the top sheet. And so when they typed, then it would imprint onto the second sheet and make a copy. And so most typists use multiple sheets anyway. And what that does is that it protects the platen or the paper cylinder. This wasn't ever intended to have a single sheet of paper in it, from what it looks like. But if they didn't need carbon paper, then it was instructed to always use a backing paper or multiple sheets. And so you could use 2 or 3 regular, like we use printer paper right now. But let me read a quote to you from the 1932 Dictionary of Typing, and it describes what a backing paper is. Backing paper is a sheet of stout paper, such as manila paper, and it should be placed behind this sheet. Let me get mine. I just have a single one here, I guess, right now. Behind a sheet of typewriting paper in all cases. This protects the paper cylinder and prevents the type from making small holes in the cylinder. So let me see if this one, here we go. I don't know if you can tell, but like if I lift this sheet up to the light, I can see light through it. And I know you probably can't tell here, but sometimes when you type on a piece of paper, you can feel like it's embossed. That is pressing into your platen, and it can cause damage, especially on these vintage typewriters. Some of these platens are worn and already partially damaged, and what that backing sheet does, actually I'll keep reading this thing, but it protects that. So this protects the paper cylinder and prevents the type from making small holes in the cylinder. In the case of a worn cylinder, the backing sheet counteracts any unevenness and aids in securing good type impressions. And as I mentioned, an alternative to backing paper is 2 or 3 additional sheets of typewriter paper. So I designed, this is new for us, these backing papers. So these are on a thicker piece of paper. It's not cardstock by any means, but it's just a thicker piece of paper, and I made them decorative. So, and then on the other side, I have lined. And so what I did is I was just, one of the things I struggle with is centering and margins. So I just did a little research on what they recommend in some of my vintage books that I have downstairs. And what I did is I marked center, and also what the margin would be or should be. and just some, maybe you want your margins to be a little bit different, so I have these other lines. And then these horizontal lines are reflective of maybe where you want your margins based on, let's say you're writing some poetry and you want to keep it 40 spaces. Well, if you're using an Elite typewriter, this is how big the 40 space line would be. This is a 60 space line, this is a 70 space line, and this would show you where you need to set your margins. If you flip the paper over, this is if you have a Pica typewriter, which is a 10 CPI, and here's your 40 space line, your 60, and then your 70 space line, which extends past your basic margin, which is fine. It's whatever you want to do. And so I wanted something that was really practical, but I also like pretty too. So, you know, on one side, I picked out these vintage, I found these vintage images and that I could use. And so I created these designs, and I put a J and the T in the center so you guys could find center easily, but then there's the center up here. And if you use this, load it this way, there's the center. And then these little butterflies here mark the margins, depending on what you want to use. And I have a full sheet, I have half sheets, and you can take a look at that. That is new products that I have on my website right now, these backing papers. And they come in a package of 12. So there's 2 of each design in here. And the backing paper doesn't last forever. You know, you use it 10 times or something, and it's gonna start to get a lot of impressions and holes in it. And so then you'll wanna pull out another one. And, but this packet should last you a while. But this is brand new as of late summer 2025. But let me show you how to load it, depending on what you want. And again, I highly recommend using a backing paper. So I guess I'll show you how to use a backing paper, but you put it behind your sheet of paper. And if you want to see all of the lines I have, and then if you have a Pica or an Elite typewriter, this one is an Elite. So here's my Elite spacing, and I am going, that's up here on the top, and what I'm gonna do is flip it like this, put it in here, and I love it because now I have this pretty, let me see if I can hold it, oops, bring it up for you. Now I have this pretty design staring at me, which I love. And first of all, let me make sure it's even. It's a little off, so oops. There we go, nice and even. So here's my center. I'm already on dead center here. So I'm gonna make sure my margins, which they aren't, I'm gonna move my margins out to where I want them. Here, so set that one. Now I can see my line for my other margin, and this is set for a statement paper. And then let's see how I did. Oops, I went too far. So I'm gonna bring it out. And I've got my margin set, I've got my centering, and then if I want to, here's the middle of my paper, dead center. Okay, I'm dead center here, and so if I, depending on how I want to format whatever it is I'm writing, and the one line that I have found most helpful on this backing paper is all the way at the bottom. Because when I'm writing like letters, I'm like, am I at the bottom? Am I at the bottom? Am I at the bottom? And then all of a sudden, whoops, there's the line, and I know I am at the bottom, and I can take it out from there. So I love this about this paper. I'm enjoying using it. I designed it for me, but I thought all my typewriter enthusiasts would like it because backing paper, and even if you don't get my backing paper, and please don't steal my design, you know, I appreciate it. They're not very expensive. It's $16 for 12 sheets, and that includes shipping, so it's not very expensive, so just buy mine. But if you don't have backing paper, then you can just use, you know, 1 to 2 sheets. So you've got your top sheet, and then just use 1 to 2 sheets behind it to protect your platen, and it really does make the typing a little bit smoother. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, I have a blog post about backing paper, and the link for that is below. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.